what I'm talking about. Come on, sucker. Let's get it on.
Tim Black. Tim Black. Tim Black. Yes, I am. True. Funny. Tim Black. I am TimBlack.com. Tim Black. Hey, what's up, guys? What's up, people? How you doing? How you feeling? You doing all right? You doing okay? How's life treating you? All right. What's going on? Are my people in the house tonight? Do I have people here tonight? Let me check. It's going to be a very interactive show tonight, guys. Very interactive show. Broken Carpenter's in the house. Broken Carpenters. Brian Crosby's in the house. Tech Move. Guys, post up so I can shout you out. We're going to do a lot of shout outs to start the show off. K. Doolittle. K. Doolittle. Kathleen Cone. Citizen Debs. Jenny Lynn. Gabrielle Tinkoff. Hey, Gabriella. What's up, lady? Susan Mercurio. A-Rain. What's up, A-Rain? Marcia Squire, Jilly Love, Roseanne Motorana, Ebon I put Thursday. Oh, damn. It should say Tuesday. I knew it started with a T. That's the number, Angel Tips. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Becca C. Give it up for that phone number. Thank you, guys. Let me change this to Tuesday. I wish it was no, I don't wish it was Thursday. You know, look, as you get older, you don't wish your days, man. Don't wish your days away. You know? Never wish your days away. Low Key, Alex White. G King Show, Thursday Adams. At 319-527-6212. 319-527-6212. Garden. Surreal. Kathleen Cone. That's right, guys. That's right. Token. It is. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, my brother. Thank you, my friends, my sisters, my brothers. Bam. Okay. Yeah, doggone. Let me get this straight. Let me get this daggone thing. Let me get this straight, guys. It's all good. It's all good, people. All right, so I'll correct the day of the week before it goes out. Ooh, wow. And, how you guys feeling about that whole FBI thing? How's that FBI thing sitting with you? You all right? You know, there's a lot of schools of thought on this right now. There's this one school of thought about the FBI, the firing of James Comey, FBI director. One of those is a very easy go-to. In fact, all of the mainstream media is... Look, I'm not even watching mainstream media to know, but I already know. I know that 90%, not even 90, all of mainstream media, right? All of mainstream media is saying Comey got fired because he caused Hillary the election. Or they're saying Comey got fired because Trump... Yeah, it's not about Hillary getting fired. It's not about Hillary's nomination. My bad. They're saying that Trump fired him because Comey's investigating him. That's what it was. That Comey's investigating him, so that's why he fired him. That's what mainstream media is reporting. That's what it was. That's what it was. So that's what they're saying. I don't agree with that. I don't have any evidence that's what it was. This investigation could have went on for I don't know how long. All right? Investigation's going a long time. I have no proof that that's why he was fired. People say obviously he was fired because he's investigating Trump. Right in the middle of an investigation. right in the middle of an investigation. I think I saw a couple with Sean King. I think Sean King on social media. I saw Sean King say that. I'm like, okay. So that means he can't get fired? It's like, I'm investigating somebody right now. And here's the thing. Comey is supposed to be, Comey was, the FBI is investigating ties to Russia. He never said he was investigating Trump. He said he was investigating ties to Russia and seeing who has ties to Russia that can be, espionage or, some type of interaction going on there that could be making them suspect. But that's what they were saying. Like, that's what it was. I look back at the testimony. Comey never said, I'm investigating Trump. Said, I'm investigating ties to Russia. So, in fact, Trump says that he put in the termination letter that he wanted to make that clear. He said, that 3 times on 3 separate occasions, Comey said that he was not investigating Trump. So, like, I know that's the way they want to spin it. Like, they have some definitive knowledge of that. I got a contrary opinion. I have a contrary opinion, and here it goes. I believe that Comey got fired because he dropped the ball back in July. That's what I think. I think that he dropped the ball when he didn't indict Hillary Clinton. That's what I think. And he did so under Obama. So he's always been on very thin ice with the Trump administration because remember, that was Obama's guy. So, let's make sure we're clear. That was Obama's guy. So he investigated Hillary under Obama. Obama obviously didn't like that, right? Obama would rather have Hillary as opposed to Trump, right? And did not want her hurt. So Comey did everything he could do not to indict Hillary Clinton. That's what I feel. I mean, the evidence was there. For some reason, people think that H.A. Goodman and I, that we're horrible people, that we just have it in for the Democrats and we just hate Hillary. No, I have a dislike for Hillary. I got good reasons to, very good reasons to. Sold this country up the river on many occasions. Lined their pockets. Who becomes a multimillionaire as a public servant? I don't know. If a friend of yours became a multimillionaire when they're supposed to be running shelters and places to house the homeless and take care of orphans or whatever, right? They became a multimillionaire. Would you like them? Like, would you think that was a good thing to people? For some reason, you can be a public servant and rake up millions and millions of dollars, and people go, it's okay because other people do it. And I just don't agree with that. So there's a lot of reasons not to like Hillary Clinton, and that's putting a lot of stuff aside. Just the fact that I know that a public servant can't become as rich as Hillary Clinton, and the Clintons, man, without doing some stuff. And not to mention all of the crap they did when Bill was in office and that she co-signed, she helped do, that she ran around surrogating as a surrogate for, and the crap she did as Secretary of State. But besides all of that, if we move all that off the table, I believe that Comey covered for Hillary Clinton, that she should have been indicted back on that FB when they were doing the first investigation. And I believe Comey went light on her. And it's not that I, just want to cook that up. I think that's based on evidence. If we go look at the evidence. So that's what I think. And I think Comey's been on thin ice ever since. When Trump came in, they probably wanted to let him go immediately. That's what I think. So yeah, that's what I believe. I want to know what you think, though. So the phone number is 319-527-6212. 319-527-6212. Call up, get in the queue, and I'm going to take orders in the order that they come in. I'll take calls, not orders. Now order no pizzas. But that's what I think, guys. So, I just want people to know that when you hear these late-night comedians, when you hear these people making very light of Hillary Clinton and the charges, I just want you to know that there are people in jail for charges that Hillary Clinton got away with. I just want you to know that. Like, what she got away with is not normal. There's a guy in jail for taking a picture of his office. There's a guy who lost all his rank and had to go to jail because he took a picture of his desk on his phone. He didn't send it to Russia. He didn't send it to ISIS. He just took the picture and they found out about it. And he lost everything from his time of service for the United States government, for serving the people. Hillary did much, 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 much worse. There are people trying to get out of jail now using Hillary as the reason, saying, well, you let her go. What am I doing here? You let her do that? Oh, man, I know you're not going to let her do that and let me sit here. So people listen to, they watch mainstream media, they watch MSNBC, they watch CNN, and they just believe it. They don't look and see like other pieces moving around. You see what I'm saying? So, like I said, my belief is that James Comey was helping Hillary. He helped Hillary. He could have locked Hillary up. He could have indicted Hillary. He could have indicted her. And if he would have indicted Hillary, chances are, I have a very strong, there's no way for me to go back in time and know this, right? This scenario did not play out so that we can have a definitive answer on this. But I believe if he would have indicted Hillary, Bernie Sanders would have won the nomination, obviously, and he would have went on to defeat Trump. Because people do want single-payer health. They do want that. They just didn't want Hillary. They do want single-payer health. He may not have got everything done, but he'd have got some things done. And they would have been things that help poor people, that help the middle class, that help minorities, black folks, that help black folks, descendants of slaves in the United States who didn't get to own crap for 5-6 generations in this country. So I believe he would have done some things, that were going to help more poor people, and that's why I was fighting for him. And I think he would have done something about criminal justice. And I'm sure he would, and I believe it would have been much better on trade for leveling the playing field and keeping jobs here. That's what I believe about Bernie Sanders, but we'll never get to know that unless he runs in 2020 and we can reform the Democrats to find that out. So back to the point. FBI James Comey, in my opinion, when you call up, I want to hear what you think. And of course, you get to have your own opinion. I'm not going to cut you off because you got a different opinion. That's not what we do here. We don't cut you off because you have a different opinion. We don't slander you, put your phone number up on the internet, nothing like that. These are things we don't do. And yeah. But what we will do is possibly your segment will go up on the internet and people will be able to see it. You'll be able to tell your friends. I was on Tim Black show. Here I am calling into the show, and that's real cool. I know before I had a show, I would think that was pretty cool to be on a show and get to link it and share it with my friends. So anyway, guys, call up, guys, 319-527-6212. I'm going to go to my first call and see who's in the queue. I got a 510 number in the house. Thank you for holding on, 510. You're live. Who's this? Hello? I hear you. Can you hear me? 510. Hey. All right. They're gone. Maybe they were just listening. 509, you're live with Tim Black, Freedom Friday. Oh, Freedom Friday. Crazy Tuesday. True Story Tuesday. What's up?
Hey, Tim. It's Brooke Carpenter.
Hey, what's up, guy? How you doing?
Hey, man, I definitely agree with you. Hillary should have gone down. We all know that. I think Comey was kind of Obama's fall guy to keep Lynch clean, as much as they could, with her kind of doing that airport meeting and everything else. But hey, man, like Comey was Bush's assistant attorney general, and the attorney general he was I can't remember. He said stick up the butt, dude. He covered up the lady justice's boobs because they offended him. Anyhow, he went to the hospital with real, it was in intense pain. And at the same time, Bush sent some of his cronies to get warrantless wiretapping signed off on by Comey while he was all doped up and in pain. And Comey, crossed D.C. in this super brave, it was all this big Boy Scout move. He stopped, now I can't remember the little slimy AG under Bush, that was trying to get him to sign off on. Anyhow, he stopped that, and the attorney general at the time sat up and it said, "No way will I sign these papers. I am clear and headed in here, and just that was it, So anyhow, that I think the FBI, anybody that has the FBI crawling up their butt, if they're going to find something, and somebody with a life like Trump, they'll find something. So there's all the reasons in the world for Trump to want to see him go, But anyhow, hey, buddy, I was just one more thing. This H.A. Goodman and Jim Black and this Jordan deal, hey, man, I look at it like this. We are a mom and pop sort of corner bar, and we all like coming to this bar. Now, I'll tell you, I was in a bar one time, and a guy came in, and he was a stranger, and we're a backwoods bar. He went down the bar, insulted everybody that was a regular. He got to me and said, "What are you looking at?" I said, "I'm looking at an asshole." He walked around, touched me. My brother, who weighs about 350, sitting beside me, just pushed him a little. I grabbed him. A guy ran from the pool table, cracked the pool stick across him, started stabbing him with the broken end. So, don't come into my house or into my little bar and start making no problems. That's just the way I think about it. But that's me. Anyhow, you have a good one, Jim.
Wow. I love it, man. Look, Broken Carpenter, I can't talk that way. Can't do it, man. And look, I know it's not you, Broken Carpenter. I know you're a good man. I know you're a fair man. I know you're a decent human being. If I say anything like that, I'll be the angry black man. That's what they'll say. They'll say if I react like a human being, instead what I get is, Tim, you should just be fine with it. So what? He tried to destroy you using the TYT platform. So what? Then he lied and said he didn't. You should just walk it off. You should just be happy. We need you to stick together with him. I know he tried to ruin everything you worked on using his Uncle Jank's multi-million-dollar corporation, a platform he didn't even build himself. I know he tried to destroy you, take away what means for you to earn a living to support your family. But it's okay, Tim Black. You should just be fine with it. We need you to stick together with him because we're all progressives. I'm going to go to the next call, man. I'm going to go to the next call. Lord have mercy. 484, you're live with Tim Black. It's True Story Tuesday. That's what it is. How you doing?
Hey, Tim, it's me, Jared from Downingtown, PA. Nice to talk to you again.
Hey, what's up, Jared? Talk to me, brother. Comey.
This whole Comey situation, I think this is all just a big distraction by Trump. He is doing this simply because he wants to get some story out of, just to distract us from something else he's doing. Maybe he's doing something on healthcare. Maybe it's because he's sending troops to Afghanistan. Maybe it's because, here's something that the mainstream media isn't talking about. Did you hear about the $100 million in the appropriations bill that is countering Russian quote-unquote propaganda? Did you hear about that?
No.
Here, let me give me a second. It's a story that you will not see on CNN, and I got it. Give me 1 second. I have that article linked here. Let's see. Enacted bills. So the Russian puppet Donald Trump signed into law H.R. 244, and in this bill, it authorizes $100 million for countering Russian influence funds. The Countering Russian Influence Fund, to counter Russian influence and aggression and support civil society and organizations in Europe and Eurasia. It also includes a measure imposing new restrictions and oversights on Russian diplomats in the United States. Well, ain't that something that nobody's talking about?
Okay, what's your source? Where are you reading that article from?
This is From Radio Free Europe, Radio Liberty, it says it's dated May 4th, 2014. In massive spending bill, U.S. lawmakers backed several measures targeting Russia. Do you want me to send you the link?
No, I think I'm good, man. I don't know about that story, dude. I'll check into it. So you're saying that Trump is...
It was in
I just don't like the language. You like the language of, like, it seems really biased. Like, you know, the title of it was something like Russian Putin puppet or whatever. That, like, when I read stuff like that, I know that it's going to be pretty disingenuous because that's not how you start an article. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It didn't have that as it wasn't in the article like that.
That's how you read
it didn't say Trump was a Putin puppet.
Oh, okay.
No. I was being sarcastic. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, but damn it. All right, Jared. Well, okay. So what are they trying to say?
Yeah.
They're saying he spent money like you said $100 million to do what?
To counter Russian influence and aggression. So I was trying to be sarcastic, saying that, if Trump's a Russian puppet, why would he sign this into law? You know, like how the government was going to shut down?
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
Got you. I misunderstood, brother. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're saying if he's spending this money to counter Russia, that doesn't make sense?
Yeah.
Right, I get you.
Yeah, so if the Democrats think that he's a Russian puppet, why would he sign this bill into law? It makes no sense. It puts a big hole in their whole Russian story.
Right. But you know, man, like, people are so paranoid now that they'll say he did it to be cover for being a Russian puppet. You know, like, it's so crazy now. Anything you do can be seen like you're doing it to cover doing it, or, you know what I mean? So that's why it's so bad.
Yeah, that's on Reddit when I posted the story, and I said, listen, if he's a Russian puppet, why would he sign this bill that's literally pushing us basically towards a new Cold War with Russia? And then I get like, well, he's doing that just to cover up. Right. And I'm like, that makes no sense, because he just denied ExxonMobil from skirting the Russian sanctions we have. So it's just stupid. Like, so attacking Assad, yeah, that's something a Russian puppet would do. Or, you know, appointing neocons like Nikki Haley, or who else? Nick Master, or, you know, all these other people. I mean, it's just nonsense. Like this Russian stuff has just got to stop. These Democrats, they're just, that party is just going full-blown neo-McCarthy. And the Republicans, too, by the way. So it's both parties now are pushing this kind of Russian fear-mongering. And we just have got to fight it. I don't know. Are we crazy for not believing this Russian hysteria?
No, man, you're not crazy, man. There's been no real evidence of it, man. But do me a favor, man. I recant my earlier statement, man. Send that to me if you can. Tim@TimBlackTV.com. Maybe I'll cover it this week.
Okay.
Thanks, Jared.
Should I do it on your Twitter page, or should I just send it via email?
Email's better, brother. If you can.
Okay, I'll send it to you.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, Jared. Thanks, Jared. Yeah, man, like, everything is so, like, you know, like, I was watching some campaign stuff with Trump, and Trump was saying, before he won the election, he was saying, he was on the campaign trail, he was saying, hey, I'd always work with Russia. I know how to negotiate with Russia. I work fine with Russia, you know? He was saying stuff like that, and you can interpret that how you want to interpret it. But, like, Hillary, so, like, you know, she had deals with Russia as Secretary of State. No one said she was a Russian stooge, but she did stuff, but it's like, oh, no problem, you know? So it's not that I'm saying that, you know, that you shouldn't look into it, but people are, like, over-exaggerating stuff to an extent. And this Flynn situation, like, I haven't tracked everything on the Flynn situation, but I hate these hearings when people don't present any evidence for what they're talking about, and then half of the things they say they can't talk about, I'm like, so why have a freaking hearing if you can't talk about what we want to talk about? It's just, we want ratings now? Is that it? Like, so, did you shoot the guy? I can't talk about it. No, we're here to find out if you shot the guy. Well, I can't talk about that because of national security. And why am I talking to you then? Why they're going to say they can't talk about it, but then it takes up the airwaves, and then people put this together and try to say it means that. I say, well, where's the evidence? Where's the evidence? And they got none. And if there's evidence, I want to see it. That's all I'm saying. I want to see the evidence. That's all. You should want to see evidence too. You shouldn't just want people to just say this thing or that thing. That's all. Show us evidence. Show me the money. 314. You're live on True Story Tuesday. Hello.
Hello.
Hey, how you
what's
doing?
What's up, Tim?
Hey, what's
It's
going on?
Don Bay.
Don Bay, my brother, what's happening?
Nothing, man. I'm just chilling. I was kind of surprised when I seen Comey got fired, but that should have been done last summer.
There it is.
But then now they finna say they said this is no Russia investigation, not on Trump. The same as it was on Hillary, because if it was an investigation, she'd be facing criminal charges right now. So really, it's just they just got tired of Comey. And Trump send him home, and they're just gonna let Jeff Beauregard Sessions do his thing, and they'll just put somebody just as crazy as him in that spot. But there ain't no investigation on Trump with Russia, It's just BS for the stupid. That's all it is. While we got kids over here starving,
Yep.
the only meal they get is when they go to school. And all they talking about is Russia.
Yep.
The hell with Russia. That's how I look at it. Russia. If anything, we should be buying Russia some beer. If they the ones leaked those, if they the ones got all the emails, so we should be thanking them. I know if they did it, I'm gonna thank them. I'll buy them a beer because we wouldn't have never known. They just confirmed what we all was thinking. So thanks, Russia. Appreciate it. Call me. Just go take a vacation. You did your job. You didn't indict Hillary, which he should have known he wasn't staying around too much longer after that. State of resistance. I'm out. Oh, by the way, trickle down economics ain't never helped me or anybody I know, and I know people from all different backgrounds and colors. I'm out, Tim. Thanks, man.
You got it, brother. Yeah, my man KJ was like, hey, trickle down economics works for me. I love trickle on down. He just meant he like people spending money because he's in a retail business, and I think he provides some high-end stuff that or whatever that people with big money may spend some of it, but it's not like he's selling yachts, But I get what you're saying, and I know why KJ said that, and I agree with you. F a trickle down. And also, what people don't get about the Russia thing, and I want to make this clear, it's the Russia thing is used as a distraction to keep your mind off the fact that your politician may or may not be doing anything in their position to help you. See, while you focus on Russia and they get to keep saying Russia, you go and see how their state is doing or how their district is doing. How's that going? How's that going? How are you doing over here as far as your constituents? And they just keep putting over here Russia. Russia? We got to get Trump because of Russia. Yeah, I hear you. Can we talk about unemployment rate over here? Can we talk about your poverty rate? Can we talk about these things in your area where you are working? No, we got to deal with Russia. You are a sellout because you keep wanting me to look at my district instead of look over here. Russia, this is national security over here. That's what this is. And people are falling for it because we have it on every mainstream outlet. outlet. And do you believe for a second that if Hillary was elected, anyone would be talking about Russia? Anyone? Do you believe that? Or do you believe that all of a sudden in 2016 Russia tried to hack the election? Do you believe, like I do, that countries always try to get information, that we're always spying on each other and doing whatever we can do, and we, America, are the biggest culprit of that? If you're like me, that's what you believe. I'd like to know what you think. 319-527-6212. Anonymous in the house. How you doing? You're live on True Story Tuesday. Who's this?
Hi, Tim. It's Bon.
What's up, Bon? How you doing, brother?
Great. I love your just impromptu no sellouts with HA today.
Thanks, man. You know, we love doing it, man. It was just like breaking news. We both were free. Let's rock it, you know?
Yeah. Just some trivia. The last time an FBI director was fired, it was William Sessions by Bill Clinton in 1993.
Wow.
Another thing is the deputy FBI director, Andrew McCabe. He's going to be acting as FBI director. He's got ties, or at least his wife has ties, to high Clinton donors. When she was running for Senate as a Democrat, she got something like $700,000, and she still lost by a super PAC that also supports Hillary Clinton. So right now, a lot of Republicans are probably saying, "Hey, you should probably fire Andrew McCabe as well, the deputy FBI director that's acting as the current FBI director."
Right.
And thing with Donald Trump, every time he does something that seems good, it turns around and ends up being worse. I mean, he got rid of what was that? TPP, and now we got TISA, which is kind of worse. And that's the thing is a lot of people don't realize these plutocrats or oligarchs, whatever you want to say, these guys are smart. They've been doing this for decades. So their backup plan, they've got all the way going back to maybe the deputy director and then the backup of the deputy director. They're all probably in line and part of the whole thing. And I just think people are going to be like, they're excited right now because they think one way and then it's just going to be worse. And I don't know, that's just my feeling. That's it. I like listening to your callers, so I'll let go.
Hey, man, thank you, Bon. I appreciate you, my friend. Also, Bon came up with this great idea, guys. Most of you who watch are also fans of H.A. Goodman and our No Sellout show and just H.A. Goodman in general. Bon came up with an idea of doing a contest of who can imitate H.A. Goodman's opening of his video. So what you do is you go to Bon Kim, E-Bon, E-B-O-N, Kim on YouTube, right? And you'll see the video where you'll see the details of how this works, but you have to imitate the script that H.A. Goodman uses in his videos. And if you do that, you put up a video, you let us know, and what we'll do is this. H.A.'s going to choose the best one, and I'm going to send you a shirt, compliments of TBTV, and we'll announce the winner and the whole thing, and it'll be real cool. I'll send you out some free Timberlake gear. So that's what we're doing, man. That's what we're doing because H.A. Goodman's been fighting a good fight, and we thought it'd be something cool to kind of lighten the mood up a little bit. So let's go to the next call. 203, you're live on True Story Tuesday. How you doing?
Hello?
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah?
Yes.
Hi, it's Carla McIntosh. We've communicated a few times.
All right.
I just want to say that I honestly think that Donald Trump is damned if he did it at the beginning when he was first elected and damned if he waited. Because the fact is if he would have done it at the beginning, which some Democrats are saying, oh, he should have, why didn't he do it from day one? If he would have done it from day one, the fact is they would have said, oh, well, he's doing it because they don't want him investigating Trump with the Russians. And being that he waited, they're complaining now that he didn't do it. And it, to me, the whole thing, I just hope, and like I say to everybody, I just hope and pray every day that the truth comes out about Hillary Clinton. And I hope this is just one step closer. That's all I really have to say.
Well, you know what? I don't know, sis, if that's going to happen. I hope that it comes true. It's not like what I believe, though, seriously, sis, I believe it's the system. Like the system's corrupt. The system's jacked up. Like the DNC. It's not just one person who, it takes more than one person to rig something like a primary, for instance. So, or to stack cards in a certain way, like you got to be a card and decide to stand over there and be stacked up. It takes people to create corruption and create this bias type of situation. So I'm under no delusions that if you get rid of Clinton, that everything changes. But at the same token, I'd like to say goodbye to her. Let's roll on. 772, you're live on True Story Tuesday. Who's this? Hola. 772. 772. Going once. Going twice. I don't even have it anymore. Oh, here we go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to leave you on hold, though. 971, you're live. True Story Tuesday. Who's this?
Hey, Tim. What's up? I was going to say a couple things real quick, and then I had, if there's time, something else. But about the whole Russia thing, I feel like it was a devastating surprise whenever, Trump won, actually. And I feel like if there ever does come out the information that, really strong information that shows that there's Russian collusion, or really Russia was behind the WikiLeaks, like deliberately doing something, or if Trump was in cahoots with them and coordinating with them, I think that I'll be surprised if that actually comes out. But I mean, I'm a skeptic. I try to be a skeptic all the time. So that's kind of something. And I heard something wise before where somebody said that if there's a dichotomy and a choice between two things, that there's yes or there's no, or then there's also, or there's this or there's that, then there's also both and neither. So you have to remember it's not just two choices. And we always have to consider our context and our dichotomies, and especially in this world with the media the way it is, how things are presented. But if there's time, can I really read something? It's an excerpt from a journalist and a historian. It's not too long. It really means a lot to me, and I think it might be somewhat relevant.
Give it a shot. Go ahead, brother.
All right, man. It goes like this. It's from Eduardo Galeano. Forgetting, as the powerful say, is the price of peace, and they impose on us a peace based on accepting injustices as everyday norm. They've gotten us used to a peace in which life is scorned and remembering prohibited. The media and the schools don't do much to help us integrate reality and memory. Every fact appears divorced from the rest, divorced from its own past and from the past of every other fact. Consumer culture, a culture of disconnectedness, trains us to believe things just happen. Incapable of recalling its origins, the present paints the future as a repetition of itself. Tomorrow is just another name for today. The unequal organization of the world, which beggars the human condition, is part of eternity. And injustice is a fact of life we have no choice but to accept. Does history repeat itself, or its repetitions only penance for those who are incapable of listening to it? No history is mute, no matter how much they burn it, break it, and lie about it. Human history refuses to shut its mouth. Despite deafness and ignorance, the time that was continues to tick inside the time that is. The right to remember does not figure among the human rights consecrated by the United Nations. But now more than ever, we must insist on it and act on it. Not to repeat the past, but to keep it from being repeated. Not to make us ventriloquists for the dead, but to allow us to speak with voices that are not condemned to echo perpetually with stupidity and misfortune. When it's truly alive, memory doesn't contemplate history. It invites us to make it. More than in museums where its poor old soul gets bored, memory is in the air we breathe, and from the air it breathes us.
All right.
Thank you so much, man.
What does that mean to you?
I just like the part where he talks about facts and how the facts are all disconnected from each other, and talks about media. I think those are the highlights for me, but it means so much. There's a lot in that. I think I really admire the writer.
All right, brother.
I first came across him on Democracy Now! In some interview in like 2006, and I was like, now they were giving the rest of the hour to him. They gave him like 45 minutes, and I was like, then after I heard the interview, I understood why. So.
Wow.
He's amazing, man. But thank you, Tim.
Hey, you got it, brother. Thank you for that deep, reflective piece, man. I have callers that think about things very deeply. I appreciate it. 510. Welcome.
Hello?
Hey, welcome. How you doing?
Hi, Tim. This is Vita from San Leandro. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I want to thank you and H.A. Goodwin and your spiel and your thoughts and Miko and your analysis and so forth. And I thank you for your good your diligence in providing information to the public and providing information, and that's what journalism and public good is about, and that's what it's all about, is providing information to the people so they can make choices, and that's what I love about your show. And I thank you very much for what you're doing. And I just want to remind everybody that I just want to go back to some basic things that we must always remember, no matter what side of party that you're on or your belief systems. There's some core things that we always must remember in order to make changes in whatever we choose to see as for the greater good, is that we must remember that what the media is about is moving agenda, and the power to be is they provide the agenda first is to it's not about the money, it's about the message, is to change your thinking and your mindset. And if they can do that through the radio, the print, the visual, and if they can repeat the same information over and over, no matter how much knowledge that you have and how educated you are, that you will be caught up and repeating the same tidbits that everybody's following on the day-to-day messaging that they provide. Like, we forget that, okay, we're all talking about Russia, but the main thing is that we need to be talking about is how the corporate media, how they're grabbing our censorship and drilling it down and trying to make us think that we're not smart enough to think that we are smart enough to dissect information and knowledge, to look up information and knowing what's right and what's wrong, and to have facts and evidence to support the information by looking up the bills and gathering information and knowing the mindset and how they're setting this up for the long haul, you know, for the history part of it. Like for instance, like the bills that they've been doing, you know, for instance, like how they've been setting up this fake news information, trying to say that the stories that, like the new media, the new voices like you and H.A. Goodman that's providing information on the internet, and how they're trying to say that it's fake. They're just trying to do clickbait. They're not providing good information. These are false stories. These are people that they're not providing good sources and stuff. I was just watching the other day on TYT. They had a forum called Collision. And they were these two news reporters for the Daily Beast and somebody else, I forgot the two guys, and they were saying, well, these the sources and stuff, we need to have Facebook is going to hire these two sources to be arbitrators of deciding which news stories are really are fake or not fake. You know, that is censorship. You know, that's who are these people? Who are they to decide? These people are not. Who are they? Who are their arbitrators? Who are they to decide what is good, right, what is a good story, what is a bad story? It might not fit their criteria, their agenda. So that is censorship, and we're not fighting on that battle of realizing what they're doing. What they want to do is to limit the information and want us to believe that it's fake news out there, So the corporate media, they can what Stink has done. He's got Bill Press. He's got all of them underneath him, under the one umbrella, because he want to think that YouTube has the advertisers has taken away the ability to make money on their videos. So they all ran underneath one umbrella. So there's guidelines for them to do what they want to do. They all have to abide by one guideline underneath him. So they all have to say, probably pretty much stick to the same message underneath him. They can't really venture out or say certain things. So that's another grab of another top corporate media since instead of the top 6, you got another top 7, you know, and so we're not paying attention to that. So that's going to limit some of the outside voices to provide information to the public, you know, so that flips the script again. And we have to pay attention to that and fight back on that manner, because then we lose the opportunity for outside voices to provide a different viewpoint with more substantial evidence than what they're providing, because they have bought into the same corporate sponsorship on the other side, and then they talk about they want to take money out of politics, but you're providing them the same type of voice, but telling a false story to the public, and we have to be smarter than that, you know. And I thank you for bringing that to bear, you know, because you had a great voice the other day, good spill rant that you did, and I thank you for that. And I hope the people that in the chat room realize that. And when you bring a bill, talk about somebody, what they doing about a bill, go to the Congress, to the website, and pull up the bill that was presented on the floor and in Congress, so we can know the bill. Don't go by some article on the website and stuff. Bring the bill, actual bill, and who presented it, so we can look it up, so we can be factual, so we can be informed, so they won't have something to call us out on. Thank you.
Wow. Go ahead, Vita. I appreciate you. Nice way to speak truth to power right there. Very good points to bring out. Yeah, we got to fact check this stuff. You know, we got to fact check this stuff. Let me go to the next call. 562. 562. How you do? Welcome to
Hey.
True Story Tuesday.
What's up, Tim Black? This is Marvin from California.
Marvin, my friend, how are you?
I'm doing well. To your question about Comey, when I saw the news, my eyebrows kind of raised, and I was kind of surprised, but I was like, whatever. I agree with you, what you said in your monologue, that, you know, he didn't do his job that he was supposed to do in getting rid of Hillary, and whatever. Whatever. About this Russia thing, man, I've told you before a couple of times that, you know, I was in the military. I went to the Air Force when right after I turned 18 years old. I left the day after Christmas in 1985 and went to the military. I was in total of about 9.5 years. And I served this country. That's the point I'm trying to say. So when I get out and I'm back in the world, I'm getting married, I got a couple of kids, my military time is like, it conflicts me now. I feel like, you know, that movie Soldier Story back in, was it 84 or something like that?
Yeah, I remember that. Yes.
So Howard Rollins Jr. was in it.
Yeah.
Well, the sergeant, the master sergeant, was played by Adolph Caesar. His name was Vernon Waters, right? And, you know, he was sharp, razor sharp with everything in his presentation. And you know, he took no shit. Excuse me. He took no stuff from nobody. And, you know, he had the scene in the movie when he was drinking and he was approached by the white officers. And, you know, his heart kind of poured out from the liquor. And he said, you know, I even killed for you. And that's when he got to the little scuffle and, you know, he ended up dead. But that's how I feel like, man, I served this country. I'm one in a long line of black people that served this country. So I've seen how you've done black people, America, and you want me to be upset and all scared about some Russians? Please, man. Russians ain't did nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? And to many black people in this country, to many poor people in this country. The black and the poor experience, regardless of what color you are, if you're poor, and if you're black and you're poor, that's worse. But if you, the upper class of this country does not care about the poor, and they don't care about the black. So, like I said, you want me to be upset about Russia? Nah, miss me. You people in the government can do the job that you were elected to do. That's what you can do. You know what I'm saying? Tim Black, peace.
Peace, man.
I'm out.
You killed it, Marvin. You killed it, man. See, that's why I love opening up the phone lines, man. I try to do it more often. My tooth is killing me, y'all. I'm over this joint struggling. Don't talk about me. I gotta put a little bit of salt on that and some water on that. But look, I got my gum is swollen right now, but you know what? We still have a show tonight. I know that. I want to say this, guys. Just to bounce with Marvin on that, because we got all these problems in the United States that need addressing. And there are so many things that we can focus on, so many things that we need to do, so many things we need to correct, so many inequities in our society. We got people starving, and we throw food in the trash. If you try to give them the food without a license, they lock you up. We got empty buildings. We got people sleeping on the street. Companies cut jobs here and send them overseas. Then if a young man breaks into a store and steals something, they lock him up. He don't have a job because you sent the job over there. It's crazy. And we have people who know everything I just said. And you know what they're afraid of? Russians. Because the media kept talking about it, telling them. And they know damn well, they look out their window, they ain't the problem. They know that when their husband or wife comes home and says, I just got laid off, Russia ain't got nothing to do with that. They know if there's a shooting at this school, they know it had nothing to do with Russia. They know if they get robbed going to their car, it had nothing to do with Russia. They know these things. They know if there's lead in their water, lead in their paint, Kelly Lane, that Russia had nothing to do with it. But they feel like in order to fit into society, they got to be worried about what? Not the lead in the water, the lead in the paint, the poverty, the shooting, the crime, the hungry, the homeless, all that stuff I just told you. There's real life stuff that they see every day. In order to fit in, what they have to do goes back to what Vita says. They got to accept their programming and blame Russia. Give it up for Russia, y'all. Give it up for Russia. Oh, this country would be so much better off if it wasn't for Russia. Damn, Russia. All right, we'll go to the next call. Thank you for holding on. Phone number 330-330. You're live on True Story Tuesday.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Thanks, Tim.
You're welcome.
I'm Lucas from Ohio, Lucas Pompey.
Lucas, what's up, man? Talk to me.
Well, I was going to call in last Friday and say something that was on my mind. I don't know, have you seen Bill Nye's new Netflix show?
You know what? I haven't had a chance to catch it, man. I saw some ratings. I heard it was pretty highly rated. Talk to me, man. What's up?
It's a waste of time. Like,
what?
It's really disappointing. Like, Bill Nye was an inspiration to me when I was younger, and an inspiration to a generation of young people that were passionate about scientists. Like, he influenced me growing up and made science fun. And then I watched his new show, and it's nothing but corporate lies and propaganda. Like, he repeats so many GMO lies. He has a Monsanto CEO sit on his panel about GMOs for his show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like that's what last week, whenever you were talking about progressive icons like Jordan and the TYT crew turning into corporate whores. That's what it made me think about talking about Neil Tyson and Bill Nye, because they both have been just repeating every single Monsanto talking point, like, since the whole GMO debate started. Like, Neil Tyson actually signed a letter with a bunch of other scientists saying, stop blocking the release of the golden rice, because you're anti-science and blah, 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 and you can't question science even though that's the nature of science. And then whenever you look up why they haven't released golden rice, it's because it was a horrible failure, and the places where they want to grow the golden rice, those cultures don't want it. Like, they eat shelled rice, and to them it's like this freak of nature that looks like it has a fungus. And it also just isn't any healthier than white rice. And to me, whenever they go on there and they just parrot lies and lies and lies about GMOs, it ruins their credibility when it comes to them talking about stuff like climate change. Because if they go out on CNN and Fox News and talk about, how you can't trust the scientists that are funded by oil companies, but then they're funded by Monsanto, and whenever they go on talking about GMOs, how they lose all their credibility, right? How are you going to trust them?
Gotcha. All right, brother. Well, look, man, I appreciate it, man. I like what you said, Lucas, man. Till you said that. Well, you lost me in the beginning when you said that Jank and Jordan were progressive icons. I'm like, what the hell? I don't think so. Well,
I meant for me before.
Oh,
like,
for
I
you.
mean, and maybe not necessarily Jank, but I meant just some of the TYT crew. Like, I saw them as, progressives in my book. Like, they got me interested. I watched them during the whole Democratic primary, and like that was where I really started getting into politics. That was before I discovered you and Jimmy Dore. Like, I've seen every single one of Jimmy Dore's videos since last August, because as soon as I found Jimmy Dore, his authenticity struck me so hard.
Hey, man, well, look, man, to each his own, man. I'm glad you found something to be happy and you like it. And thank you for the phone call, my brother. 810, you're live with Tim Black on Freedom Friday. Damn, I said Friday. I'm so used to taking calls on Friday. It's True Tuesday. Who's this? Jesus. True Tuesday. All right. I'm going to give you the count.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I give you the count. Come on now.
I plead the fifth.
Right.
Hello?
You're live on the radio. How you doing?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right. Sorry, Tim. I was just calling in because I feel sort of personally responsible with this thing with TYT.
Why would you feel personally responsible?
Well, because it might have been a year ago, maybe 2 years. I was watching Stephen Colbert, and I noticed he was boycotting Amazon. And I got all stoked for that, some publishing thing. And they were boycotting Amazon publishing. Then I flip over to TYT, what I thought was progressive network. And there they are. You want to support Wolf-Pack, you need to go to TYT/Amazon and buy Amazon products. That was the moment they sold out, and I forgave them for it. And if we had made a stink then, they might not have become corporately controlled. So I just think there's a lesson there that you need to, if Tim Black starts taking money, you got to take him down. You got to do something.
That's stupid.
Why do you think that?
I think it's stupid to say if people make money, they need to be destroyed. When they stop,
if they're in independent media
let me ask
and
you a
they
question.
start to make,
let me ask you a question. What do you do for a living?
I have an internet job.
Okay, so you
I'd rather not say.
Okay. Well, you know what I do for a living. So anyway, okay, we don't want to play fair. That's fine. Okay, so you make money though.
Yeah.
Okay, so why shouldn't we take you down?
Like I said, it's not the money. It's that it's Amazon. The rest of the progressive community is trying to boycott something, and TYT is all of a sudden sponsoring it. Amazon knew they needed progressives at that moment. That's why they got TYT. They used them. And if we don't fight it when it happens, it'll get worse and worse until where we are now with TYT.
So you don't want them taking money from Amazon. What if it was someplace, I don't know, some other place?
Listen, then I think it would be okay. The problem is,
you just
while
said
Colbert is having his, sorry.
You just said that if I take money, you said that I should be taken down if I make money. How am I supposed to live, bro? How much do you get at the show?
A show?
How much do you give to this show? You know, the one that you're watching right now.
I haven't anything. I don't know if you run ads, but I haven't donated to it yet.
No, how much do you give? Do you have a phone bill?
Sure.
Okay. So you pay for things you want, right?
Sure.
Get where I'm going, right? So either if you value something, you pay for it. If you don't pay for it,
I
then...
do until you're in the media.
Well, dude, that doesn't make sense, bro. You don't get anything for free in this world. You know that. Not anything you want.
I think citizen journalism is the future for exactly this reason.
No one can do the work.
I think the citizen journalists are the only ones who can fill this gap.
Listen, no. A citizen journalist can't survive unless they can survive. And to survive means they got to be able to feed themselves, clothe themselves, take care of their families. So we have to be sustainable somehow, brother, or it goes away.
How can you stay independent if you sustain yourself using money from corporations?
Well, as long as wherever you get your money does not... Listen, let me answer your question. Let me answer your question. As long as where you get your money does not distract or detract from the job that you do. There are people who call my show, I don't know what you do for a living. Some people who call this show put animals to sleep. Some people call this show work for big pharmaceuticals, probably, I don't know. Maybe they work at retailers to sell clothes that little kids made in third world countries for 2 cents an hour. Okay, so there's a lot of people doing a lot of saber rattling on things, and meanwhile their lives, they have a lot of questionable crap going on with them. The thing is this: if you see a person like me, who you know what I do for a living, as long as my content does not be swayed by however I survive, you should be okay with that. That's what I believe. And if you disagree, you disagree. But I think that's all you can ask for. Citizen journalism cannot survive, brother, if the citizen journalists have to starve and live on the street. That's impossible. You know. Look, man, don't throw rocks in a glass house. All right? Be reasonable. He hung up. But I think I made my point, guys. Give it up for the man who sets the bar so high that no one could climb over. You know, it's not a problem that TYT makes money. It's not the problem. It's what they do with the money they make, and it could also be a problem if where they make their money has an influence on what they do. That's it. And when I asked him, does he give to this show that he watches? He said no. So he said, well, do you run ads? Well, we have a demonetization thing going on. You called up and you said something about somebody making money. So don't expect me, like I had problems with TYT for various reasons. And I think the problem at the root is it became too much about the money, but that's just my opinion. You know, that's just my opinion. But I'm not going to say they can't make money. That's crazy. How can you hire people? You know, I had problems with Jordan Sheridan. We all know that because he attacked me he attacked me falsely. And he slandered me falsely. And then he lied about it. Okay, but he wouldn't be able to go to Standing Rock, man, if somebody didn't give him the money. And it's whether it's TYT giving it to him or it's you giving it to him, you had to make it somewhere because we live in a system where people have to have money to do stuff. It's unfortunate. I wish that we could go do things and we would not need that piece of paper, as my friend Jamal Thomas says, means nothing. It means that paper means nothing, but we assign it something in this country. And now we have to have it if we're going to accomplish things, if we're going to be able to do certain things. So no, I'm not saying that TYT should make no money. I said they should make better content that's more in line with the principles that they say that they stand for. That's it. And give back too if they can. And help some progressives. Bring some progressives. Bring some candidates. Like I bring candidates into this show. Bring some candidates who need exposure. Let's see you do that. Let's see you do some of those other things. But I can't say you can't make a living. How could you argue that point? People have kids. How could you say a man or a woman shouldn't make a living? It's how you make your living, my brother. How you make your living. That's all. But no, going to Standing Rock is a beautiful thing. Going to Flint is a beautiful thing. And I would never discredit that. But don't discredit what I do. Because a platform is important. Because this media helps people get information. So I'm stop talking. I'm gonna leave it there. But let's not be crazy. Let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater. Okay? All right. I hope you're still there. If you are, I'm going to you at 772. You're live with Tim Black on True Story Tuesday, and that's a true story. What's up, man?
Tim?
Hey, how you doing?
Hello?
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, it's Eric. How's it going? Sorry about that. My phone was acting up. I do
Oh, that was
apologize
you, Eric.
for
Okay,
earlier.
all right. No problem, Eric. You a VIP, brother. Eric's always helping me promote the show. Very helpful, man. Thank you, Eric. What's up, guy?
Thank you. How's it going?
I'm good now.
That's good. I just wanted to give a quick shout out. 2 days of no sellouts. It was amazing. It was always a fantastic episode. I love UNHA. You guys are amazing. You guys are electrifying. Amazing work. Keep up the good work, guys. We always root for you and always support for you. Thank you again.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, man. And look, Eric, I thank you, man. And let me just say one thing though, guys. I never want people to feel like you have to pay for this show. I was just trying to make a point with this young man who called up, where I disagreed with him. And since he made it an issue that these people took money, well, then I'm going to ask him, did he give money? Okay? But no, I don't want anyone to ever feel like that I'm like blackmailing or guilting people. I don't want you to feel that way at all. That was in that particular argument. There are people who help this show many ways. Okay? You don't have money, you can promote this show. That's helpful. You know, you don't have money, you can do some research for the show. You understand what I'm saying? There's other things besides money. In fact, I wish we lived in a society where we didn't even need money. You know, but it's what it is, you know? Anyway, guys, this phone line costs money. You know how it is. But I don't want anybody to feel bad, or I don't want anybody making videos, you know, saying that I'm being whatever. All right, I'm gonna go to the next call. 304, you're live with Tim Black. True Story Tuesday. How you doing?
Hey, Tim. Sorry, man. It's Rob.
Rob, what's up, man?
Hey, it's been a spell since I called in.
Right. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great, Tim. I'm all right. I just listened to the last call there, and you know what? I could care less if George Soros funded you a couple $1 million to keep the show alive. I'd be happy about that. It didn't change your content. I think over the years, and it's been a long, long time, this quote-unquote of a sellout has been bastardized. If people do good or find a way to do good or give more to the masses, they're immediately labeled as sellout. You've seen it in the black community. If a black man takes on a better paying job somewhere, he gets called a sellout. Back in my day, one of my favorite bands is Metallica. And when they start making radio-friendly music, they were called sellouts by their hardcore community. And they're just a bunch of sellouts. They're on the radio now. And I remember listening to that bass player one time say, yep, we've been called sellouts, and we sell out every arena, every album, everywhere we go. And that's fine. But on that note, yeah, I agree with you. It's not it's what you do. If your voice changed, if your message changed and was you would know against your soul if taking money swayed your view, swayed your impact against what you didn't want to say. If you were getting Monsanto money and say, hey, eat all this Monsanto corn, it's good for you. I looked into it, it's really good for you. Not because they're paying me, it's just good for you. Well, then we would know that's a sellout. But I really believe that the term sellout's just been loosely thrown around and labeled to anybody that tries to do good. My second point was the FBI Comey thing. Sometimes people get fired because they need to get fired. That guy just, if Bernie Sanders would have won or Hillary Clinton would have won and they fired him, I'd have felt the same way as like, yep, that man deserved to get fired. He's the leader of the FBI, and when all that stuff went down, a lot of high-ranking members of the FBI were exiting because he failed to do what he was supposed to do. A lot of people in the FBI knew that he did not follow the law the way it should have been. He kind of manipulated and said, well, we have no precedents and this is a slippery slope and we can't do this to her. And then 2 days before the election, he comes back with, we're looking into this Wiener stuff. To me, that is a guy that can't lead. You can't have somebody as a director of the FBI that can't lead the FBI in unity. We watch basketball coaches and stuff like that. When they can't lead a team and there's dissension among the ranks, you got to get rid of him. You got to burn it down and get rid of him and move on. So Comey thing, sometimes it is what it is. He just got fired because he couldn't do his job properly, and he's always in the media, and he looks wishy-washy, and his own team can't get behind him. And if you can't have your own team behind him, you got to go.
Word. Hey, look, Rob.
That's the way it is.
You killed it, man. Good point. I mean, that's what happens. That's what happens.
It was, it was coming. I mean, we all seen the writing on the wall. I mean, and like I said, we fall for some of these false narratives and this conspiracies behind of why and who and what. Sometimes you just do a bad job and you get fired, and that's exactly what I've seen. He did a bad job and he got fired. That's it. End of story. Whether Trump fired him or Bernie Sanders would have fired him or Hillary would have fired him, it's just he didn't do his job properly. That's the way I see it. He's not a leader of the FBI. He should not be director, being that wishy-washy.
Wow. I feel you, brother, and I agree with you. He didn't do a good job, man. He was in the news way too much for me, brother. Way too much.
I agree with that. How can you be a director and lead a team if you're doing inquiries and news meetings all day long? Where's the boss? He's not in today. He's doing Oprah. He's not in today. He's doing this. He's not in today. How do you lead? How do you get director? He's going to be fine, people. It's not like he's going back to the ghetto. James Comey will be fine out there. He's probably got a nice mansion somewhere. He's going to be okay. He'll land a job, a teaching job, speaking job. He's going to be all right.
Absolutely, brother. Hey, look, Rob, thank you, brother.
I'll let it go, Tim.
I appreciate you, man. Good to hear from you, man. Give it up for my friend Rob. Hey, look, Rob said he ain't going to be out of work. I mean, he's not going to starve. He's not going to starve. What am I supposed to do, starve? Supposed to live in a hovel? Danny Aiello, Harlem Nights. I'm living in a hovel. He's not going to live in a hovel, guys. Whatever a hovel is. I know Danny Aiello said that, man. I want Danny Aiello, Mr. Danny Aiello, to come on this show. We won't talk about Hillary unless you want to. 412 in his house. You're live on Free True Story Tuesday. How you doing?
Oh, Thursday? What is it now? Tuesday, Thursday, or Friday? You got me. This is Uli calling from Pennsylvania.
Hey, Uli, what's up, lady?
Hey, I can't hear you now.
I hear you.
Oh, okay, good. Well, the Comey thing I just found out as I came home from work, and I found it out from you in my email notification, and I just watched 10 minutes of you and AJ talking about it. So I haven't formed an opinion on it yet, other than the very obvious. I mean, he hasn't done his job, or maybe he did his job too well, and now somebody else, has a different job description for him, and he doesn't fit that anymore. He's not qualified for that. follow the money. I mean, if you follow the money and see exactly who benefits best from him getting fired right now at this point in time, then we can analyze, why he got fired and why not sooner and why not later. The Young Turks, the young traitors, they just shot themselves in the foot, I think, with their take on the whole DNC lawsuit. I don't know what they've been talking about or what they have omitted to talk about, because I haven't listened or clicked on anything they posted for, I don't know, months on end or longer. But now they outed themselves in a big way, and the talk is all over Twitter and the talk's all over Facebook, and that's a good thing. Because if there's one thing that is important for this movement, if I may use that cliche, it is honesty. And anybody who ousts themselves as dishonest is a traitor and needs to go away. Just go away. Move on. Okay, you lie, you're done. The hard bastard, I think he said that, and I loved his segment on Twitter. I loved it. You lie, you're done. We can't have that. And very early this morning, the sane, progressive Debbie woman, she posted something, and she tore into Bernie Sanders. And I gave and still give Bernie Sanders a lot of credit for everything he has done, but if he ends up one way or another on the wrong side of this movement again, then I'm done with him. We can't have it. We cannot have dishonesty. We cannot have double-faced people. Keep it real, and it'll go somewhere, just like you do, and with the people's support, we can do it. We have the numbers. If everybody who listens to the show just gives $1, that's got to do something, right?
Right.
That's about all I have for tonight.
I love
See you,
Uli.
Cornbread family. Bye.
Great job, Uli. I appreciate you. I'll tell you something. I woke up this morning. It's been a rough couple of days. The brother was very upset about a lot of stuff, and and the first thing I opened up to was this guy sending me a message saying, I should read his name. I ain't gonna do that to you. I'm not gonna dox you. This guy says, you should forgive Jordan. If you're gonna be mad at Jordan, you got to be mad at Bernie Sanders too. I'm like, dude, what is the hell? Let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something. if you don't want that person to burn down your house, you better you're supposed to be mad at Bernie too. Like, dude, what does this got to do with the same? What are you talking about? Like, why are you equating things that have no relation? Like, this is abstract to you. Like, my life is abstract to your life. Don't tell me that what's going on in my life is the same thing as what's abstract to you in your life or what you see in the media. Then I had to remember I am in the media, but come on, dude. I will say this, Uli, in regards to Bernie Sanders. Like, if he gets in the way, anybody gets in the way, they got to go. And that's just reality, okay? Like, I agree with you there, okay? But we got to be able to replace that. We need to replace that. So we need people to step up. Media is trying to replace it. We're trying to replace that feeling, that drive, that push, that energy. We're trying to replace that energy now. And if we let independent media be smashed, we'll never get there. I believe independent media is a huge part of keeping the energy going and spreading the word. So that's what I believe, guys. All right. 404. I'm kicking in the door, 404. How you doing on True Story Tuesday?
Mr. Tim Black, this is Ariel from Atlanta, Georgia.
Hey, Ariel, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm sorry you're not feeling good.
No problem.
Let's see. I missed you on Friday. You had the whole thing about the Young Turks, and so when I signed on later that night, I was really surprised to hear all the stuff that had been going on. So just a few thoughts. I got all caught up, and I watched the video. Miss Jenny Lynn, she sent me all the links that I needed. And the whole way to me that Jordan came across with my basic knowledge of psychology was very defensive, very arrogant, and also just he kept repeating himself a lot, which is something that people do when they're under duress a lot. So it just, none of it came off as very honest or real. It was really weird and very insulting. The whole attitude of it was very arrogant and very self-righteous. I think it's very interesting that him coming out with this, blow up came hot on the heels of your really wonderful interview with Jimmy Dore. And I get the feeling that TYT is just jealous and angry that you got a good interview with their boy. That's a big part of it. You're doing well. You've got a solid group of people that follow you, and they're mad about it. They don't like it because they think they're supposed to be the top rung or whatever. They're supposed to be the only one in the game. And it's kind of funny. Back, when I first discovered you and HA last year, it was because I was looking for independent media outlets with the Bernie Sanders and the election and all that. And I remember tuning into TYT at one point, and I just didn't like them. Nobody influenced me. Nobody coerced me. I just didn't like them. They came across as really slick and borderline corporate, and I didn't like the feeling of it. And nobody made me like you, Tim. Nobody forced me or said, you've got to go watch him now. Or something bad happened to you. You did that on your own. You made me like you. HA made me like you guys. There's no clickbait or no coercion. There's nothing at all. This whole thing about, you got to watch who you're listening to. Or what? And I got to tell you, that caller tonight about killed me. Getting on you for accepting money and me being as a musician, boy, believe me, I've heard that argument a million times. How are you supposed to take care of your needs if you don't bring in some money? Give me a break. I wish the system was different and we could trade for cornbread. We're not there yet. But, right now, you got to have some dollars. And I'll tell you what, I've always said this about whatever it is I've done, because I've done a lot of creative things. I'm an astrology teacher. I run an eBay store, da-da-da-da. A lot of things that I do. Then I tell people, if you like what I'm doing, or you like what you're reading, or what you're hearing, throw me something, because I can't keep doing it if I'm not making something from it. And I value your show. I like what you do. I don't spend a bunch of money going to movies or things like that. So damn right I'm going to send you some money when I'm watching you. And it's just between making a living and making a killing. And what you're doing is an honest living. You're not trying to kill anybody or hurt anybody, and that's ridiculous. Somebody would say that. So those are my thoughts for tonight, Tim. Glad you're there. You're always a bright spot of sunshine on a cloudy day, and so is your good community. We're a good little team.
Yeah, we are. Because of you. Thank you, Ariel. Thank you all. Appreciate you. Ariel, you are crazy. When I told you my gums hurt, you up here got me smiling and laughing. I love this. She says the difference between making a living and making a killing. I do a lot of stuff. Like, I couldn't just keep going to people saying give money, so I did T-shirts and I did coffee. Right? I try not to, because I want to give people something. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start doing special presentations of my shows in certain parts and do a best of whatever and putting it on Amazon and putting it on iTunes or whatever. And it doesn't have to be you guys, but maybe somebody will like it. I get Momo to help me with the artwork, make it look decent, make it look interesting. And maybe somebody wants to own some stuff. I know it's cool to watch for free on YouTube, but some people like to own it, download it and own it. So we're going to try that. And it won't be a lot of money. I mean, comedians do it. So I'm gonna try some different things. I want to do something different, But it's better to give people something that they can own. So it's not like just just help me out if you can. It can be like, here goes a special thing. It's not on YouTube. It's got a bunch of extra footage. It's $10, and you buy it and you own it. And just little ideas. Be creative, and I encourage any indie media people out there. We need to be a little bit more creative than just say, "Hey, could you donate to the show?" That's cool, but let's give people stuff. And if what you give them doesn't cost a bunch of manufacturing, then there's really no hurdle other than your time. And one thing, hopefully, you have is time. So go make some stuff, put it out there. I'm going to do it, and hopefully, people will like it. Ariel's funny, man. She said, "No one made me like you, Tim Black. You didn't make me like you. You didn't clickbait me, or that was all weird what he was saying. Wasn't it? Like clickbait you, like if you clickbait somebody, right? If you clickbait them, they get mad. You know what they do? They don't watch you anymore. What kind of hater says you don't let them clickbait you? If you don't like what somebody puts out that you watch for free, you can't take back your 2 minutes of watching it, but you can say, I never watch it again. And that's what the market does. So that was disingenuous, man. 3. Okay. See, sometimes when I move here, I got a couple 304s. I got a 304 here. Gosh. Oh, I'm down to 205. 205, you're live. How you doing, 205?
Hey.
Hey,
Tim. It's Stephanie from Tennessee.
Stephanie, what's up, lady?
I'm pretty excited about some developments today. Is tonight's topic still the Jordan thing? Because I made a whole other video about that, but I got to edit it, so I'm trying to figure out how to do that.
Oh, we were talking about Comey, but you could talk about whatever. What'd you think about Comey getting fired?
I want to talk about Comey and Hillary Clinton lock her up and Donald Trump lock him up. Who do you think is? I know it's supposed to be us, but I just want to talk about it. I'm super excited. I think they're both in trouble because how I said they might have been in on the Pied Piper thing together. But because people are discussing was he fired to cover up for Trump, or was he fired because they found stuff out on Clinton? They're going to go after him now. That's the thing. Wow. And I just want to know what you thought.
Wow, I tend to think it has something to do with Clinton. That's what I tend to believe, because I don't think that Trump. I don't think that firing him is going to end the investigation about Russia. I don't think the Russia is going to end.
Yeah, I don't really buy the Russia thing either. I do find it strange that he's fired so many people, though. So I feel like almost the Russia thing was they don't know what he's doing, but something's suspect, And I think it might have been that he worked on something with Hillary together, because she was doing shady deals with Russia before. So Trump doesn't have to have any actual ties. He's just trying to survive.
60 seconds.
All of them are corrupt. There's something going on, because Comey was lying in court and on WikiLeaks and on Julian's page. They're calling out every time he lies, and he's like, "Hey, Comey, do you want to come work for us?" Something is going on, I'm so excited, and I don't know if he's being sarcastic or he's genuinely come over here and tell us what you know, because you can tell if you're paying attention to the details that there's a lot of things that don't add up with Hillary, with Trump, with Tillerson, with Comey. There's something going on.
Something going on.
So, I don't know. I was just excited about that and wanted to spread the rumor around, have everybody know if they didn't find out or hear about it already. It's pretty exciting. It's interesting. It's like a giant soap opera. It just never ends.
Wow. I agree.
10 seconds.
Stephanie.
That's pretty much it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's breaking up, so I'm gonna go because
okay.
I already made this whole big video about the whole thing with Jordan, so I don't have a lot to say tonight. I just want to call in about Comey, so
yeah,
I'll upload the video later.
That's the actual. Hey, thank you, and tweet it to me, Stephanie. I appreciate it, sister. Yeah, sister. Hey, look. Tonight is about Comey. It's just people, there's such a big stink about this TYT Jordan thing. But nah, that's not what tonight's focus is. And people are like, Tim, why you keep talking about Jordan? It's big, you know, it's kind of big for progressives and media and people on the left and the right are talking about this. It's not just me talking about it, but in fact, I want to kind of get away from it just because it gets me very pissed off, especially when I get contacted relentlessly about what I need to do to rectify it. I'm like, what? You know, if somebody walks up on the street and throws a brick at you, you wouldn't like if people came up to you and said, hey, why didn't you go shake the guy who threw the brick at his hand? What's wrong with you? You don't like bricks upside the head? What is wrong with you? You know, wouldn't you be offended if people did that to you? That's what people have been doing to me for the last 4 days. They like Jordan so much because he went to Standing Rock that he gets to lie about me, say, my bad, keep the lie up for 6 days, and then people come to me and say, won't you let it go? I'm trying to tell you, man, I live a bizarro world. Bizarro world. That's how much they like Lil Jordan. That's how much they like him. He could take a dump on my head. Say, oh, my bad. I say, could you take it off my head, sir? He says, nah. I say sorry and walk away. And people go, you should be okay with that. Nothing's wrong with that. It's for the greater good. You look good with shit on your head. You should be the bigger man. You should kiss my black ass. Or better yet, you should kiss my white ass. How about that? All right. You guys know what I've been through the last couple of days. People are so ridiculous. I bet if I cut them off in traffic, if I cut them off, those people will stop short on them. They would allow themselves to be upset as they want to be. But since it's me, they have all these advice for how I should deal with it. Let me come to your job and try to ruin your job and get you fired from it for no reason other than I just felt like it. And then say, oh, my bad, man. My bad. Almost got you fired? My bad, dog. Kimberly Moncrief. Kimberly Moncrief. Give it up for Kimberly Moncrief, y'all. Kimberly Moncrief just gave to Snapchat. She says, thank you for all you do. Truth is precious. Truth and heart is a rare gem. Sir, you are a precious gemstone of an individual. You're appreciated and a valued voice. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Kimberly, and thank you a hell of a lot. Appreciate you for supporting independent media in this show. Thank you. Wow. I got a 951 number in the house. 951, you're live on True Story Tuesday.
Hello, is this Tim Black?
It is Tim Black.
Hello. Hi, Tim. How you doing?
I'm good.
This is Miguel.
Miguel, what's up, brother?
Hello. Hi, how you doing today? Tim, so I've been listening to your show today. I watched the Facebook video from Jordan Sheraton. I believe that's his name. Mm-hmm. I agreed with the caller earlier that I thought his tone was very self-righteous in everything he was saying. I think there's a way to have disagreements without having that attitude. And the main reason I called today is because I actually wanted to talk about some things that were on my mind, or ask you actually to talk about them maybe. These concepts of like groupthink, tribalism, nationalism, and what we have now in the White House, which is right-wing populism, fascism, authoritarianism, whatever you want to call it. I was thinking to myself, boy, I don't, and your comment also, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. So I think there's a lot of people throwing the word sellout around too much lately. Do you agree with me on that?
It depends on what you're talking about. I think people are sellouts.
Well,
I think
for
some
instance-
people are sellouts. I do believe some people are sellouts. How do you
Well, I'm
define
asking
it?
you, like,
How do you
for
define?
instance, do you think people calling Bernie Sanders a sellout, like people like Bernie Sanders, Amy Goodman, they may not agree with them they might not be totally to the left on every issue. They may maybe even be uninformed or wrong. Do you think it's right to call those people who agree with our progressive values, mostly if you're a progressive, oh, they don't totally agree, let's throw Bernie Sanders out, he's a sellout now? I mean, I'm just wondering what you're... I don't know if you've already spoke on that. I haven't heard if you have. So
You know what, brother? I think we get emotional, we get upset about things. Things bother us. I think we got to be careful with it. I don't use the term sellout often, and I try to reserve it for, but like, yeah, man, I wouldn't classify Bernie Sanders as a sellout. I would say, and I know this is just how I see it. I think that some people expect more of Bernie, and I want to see some other people do what Bernie's been doing, and maybe somebody needs to take the baton at this point and take it the rest of the way. I think Amy Goodman has done a lot of great work. We need other people to do some stuff too. So I think sometimes we expect more from one individual and then we get nothing from these people, and these people get treated just fine. You just ignore them. They don't do shit. And then we got this person who does 70% of what you want, and you call them a sellout because they don't do the other 30. I think that's wrong. I hope that answers your question.
It does answer my question. Thank you. And I agree with you. I get frustrated with it personally because I see people like Bernie Sanders, Ralph Nader, even Amy Goodman, other people, and then all of a sudden you have people who maybe only voted in the last election, maybe just newly got involved in politics, and they have all these very strong ideas, and all of a sudden, if these people, I don't know about you, have you ever met a person that you agree with 100% of everything on? I personally haven't yet.
No.
But, so yeah, I don't know. For instance, I saw in the chat, some of the chat was saying, like, Bill, this is just an example I'm using now. Bill Nye and Neil deGrasse Tyson, they didn't agree on the issue of GMOs foods, and so they're calling those guys a sellout. So my opinion of that would be maybe those guys are misinformed. Maybe we need to bring them over to our side. Maybe we need to inform them. Maybe we need to get their positions changed. I want to give them the same lenience and understanding that the chat actually seems to give the Trump people who voted for Trump. Me personally, I have less sympathy and less patience for people who actually believe what an idiot like Donald Trump or a complete evil witch like Hillary Clinton would have to say than trying to bring those guys over to our side on an issue like GMOs. What do you think about that?
Wow, brother. You know what? I think there's some pretty smart guys. I think sometimes you could just disagree with somebody. Like, you could just disagree with someone and then not be a sellout type situation. That's why I say it's like, you're right. Sellout's too big of a label, right? Some people just disagree with you. You know what I mean? Like, they just see it another way.
Absolutely.
I don't think Neil deGrasse Tyson or Bill Nye are uninformed on a lot of these issues. I just think they think different on some stuff. And then I also think sometimes, it could be some things we don't even know. So I'm not the authority on it, brother, but I'm gonna have to leave it there, man. I'll give you one more and then I gotta go to the next call.
Oh no, it's okay. I know I'm taking up a lot of time. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I have much more to say. I was just gonna go ahead and say I agree with you, and it's just I was just going to say some people definitely do deserve the term sellout, such as Hillary Clinton, such as Donald Trump. I'm just not so quick to label everybody a sellout like some of the audience seems to be honest. But that's all I have to say.
All right,
so
brother.
Thank you for listening.
All right, brother. Yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough, bro. I'm gonna write this down. Sell out, because let me get to the calls, because I ran out of time on the last show I did. I ran out of time on the phone calls, and I don't want to do that again. Let me try this phone number. 504. Have you spoke yet?
No, sir.
Great.
How you doing?
Hey, man, I'm doing good.
How
Thank
you
you.
doing? This is Tyree Simon. I spoke to you before. I'm calling about the Comey letter.
My man, thank you. What do you think about that?
The Comey is be honest with you, I'm glad Trump fired him. You know, because Comey, he was on the fence last year. He was pro-Democrat, then pro-Republican. He came out with the Comey letter like a couple of days before the election and whatnot. Then he turned around, he started helping out the Democrats once Trump got elected and whatnot. I was starting to think that maybe they had something on him. Like, I think he's probably being messed with from both angles, you know. And by Trump firing him, that he sent a message to the Democratic Party. Now it's going to be their turn. And if he put in Trey Gotti, the dude from New York, the ex-mayor, it's going to be, man, they're going to go after Clinton. They're going after. All right? And with that 3 months of email missing, what H.A. Goodman was talking about, 3 months of emails, 1,000 emails missing, and then you got Weiner was getting those emails also. Look, I used to be in the federal government. I'm a whistleblower. I'm a whistleblower, right, with the contaminated water at Michael E. DeBakey. Now, before I got on with the job, you know how you get hired, right? You go to HR, you got to take tests, right, before they release you, right? So I'm taking this test, and the test say, okay, governmentcomputers.gov. When you're dealing with government business, you deal with the government gov, right? .com, right? Gov.
Right.
And if you put a stick in and download information from the computer to that stick, then you're committing a crime.
Yes, sir.
You cannot have that computer on another server either. You cannot have a laptop that you can transfer from that computer to your personal laptop unless it's a .gov approved laptop for government. All right? They made that clear. It was like an hour-long test on a computer, taking it. So when I looked at the case with Hillary Clinton and how she had a server outside of the .gov, and she was, I don't know if she was using .org, .org or .com. She was breaking all type of laws. Because I actually took the test. That's illegal. And they tell you that's a federal charge. I think 5 to 10 years. They warn you that. All right? So, because, of the little network, the little clique that was protecting her, now they're starting to be weaned away. Trump and his crew is starting to purge them out. Right? The holdovers from the other administrations, from George Bush administrations and also Obama's administration. They're starting to purge him out. And pretty soon they're going to replace him either with Trey Gotti or Giuliani, and they're going to go after Hillary Clinton, especially if they bring up the Clinton Foundation, So we're going to see in the next 6 months to a year, things about to get very interesting, and I'm still fighting for my case for the VA. Against the VA for the contaminated water, But that's all I had to say, brother. I appreciate you giving me a chance to speak my mind.
Ain't no doubt, man. Thank you for offering your voice, man. I appreciate it. And don't be a stranger, brother. Call up Tuesdays and Fridays, man. And appreciate you. 304. You're live with Tim Black. True Story Tuesday. How you doing? Hey.
It's Stevie.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing good. I haven't been following this Comey thing as closely as everybody else has, but my theory is it's the George Carlin theory. It's a big club, and we're not part of it. They're all friends. They all help each other out because they're all guilty of basically, corruption, and they're all hiding each other's crimes. You can't rat one out without ratting the whole bunch of them out. So I don't know. I could be off, but like this whole Russia thing, like it's just no part of it makes sense. I don't know who thought up this storyline, but it doesn't fit with, some people get, accused of the Russia, connection. Some people don't. I don't know. It just seems crazy to me.
You're not the only one. You're not alone, sister.
Yeah.
You're not alone. I'm telling you. Anybody who says more than a speculation that they're, is kind of lying to themselves, right? Because we don't know. Unless you have the intelligence information, unless you are there, we can only speculate.
Well, what I found kind of interesting is, okay, so you know how Bill Clinton talked to Donald Trump to get him to run?
Right.
Well, he also came to West Virginia and met with our governor. And my governor, and this is before he ran. This is, I don't know, it's about 10 years ago, maybe, I think.
Okay.
Don't quote me on the time frame there. I can't remember exactly. But, yeah, he came here and talked to the governor. They all know each other. And then, Jim Justice, he goes and he brags about how he's friends with Hillary and he's friends with Bill and he's friends with Trump because it's all the same club. And they're just in there laughing at us.
I so believe it. Well, look, sister, thank you for the information. Bill Carlin said it's a big club and you ain't in it. I love you. I love you. West Virginia. Shout out to West Virginia and all the good people all across the country, from California to New York to I got all the time zones all across the all the area codes here. It's crazy. Thank you guys so much. Shout out to Ermelinda Osana. She says she is a member of the TYT for Aggressive Progressives Jimmy Dore Access. I'm spreading the love equally with Tim's show. I love his support, community, knowledge, XOXO. Thank you, Ermelinda. You're my friend. You know I see you on Twitter all the time. It's great to have you here. Thank you for supporting the show. I appreciate you, sis. You know what we do. Gosh. Sellouts. Look, guys, I don't try to use that term sellouts that often. All right. In fact, I don't think I should have used it. I used it about Cenk. Okay, I did use it about Cenk. And I'm gonna tell you, and it's not like it's something I use all the time. This was during the primaries. When Bernie was running in New York. And look, guys, you just don't know. Not only was I like you were really into the election and you were following it every state, and you were really every election night you were there. What I was doing, I made a job for myself. And my job was pep rally guy. I was Coach Tim Black. Not pep rally. I was Coach Tim Black. I was the guy that goes into the locker room and gives you the speech before the game and after the game. That's the job I adopted. This is why I have so many people who are big-time Bernie supporters who have a lot of respect and a fondness of me. There were times when I was down when we lost. And I came and did a video anyway. And it was like, I need to encourage everyone to keep going. That was my job. So I didn't just follow this. I didn't just make videos. I made like inspirational pep talk. Let's still keep going. Not me, us. We are one. Revolution. The revolution don't work unless we do. If it's easy, it's not a revolution. That's why they call it a revolution. It's not going to be easy. I was doing this, man. Go check my portfolio. So when we had issues when Cenk and basically entire TYT network, except for Jimmy Dore, vacated from Bernie after Bernie'd been on this show, I was livid. It was not manufactured to get clicks. It's how I felt. I felt like Cenk was a sellout and TYT was selling out. But it's not something I use all the time. I don't use it for every issue, okay? But what I become aware of, guys, is that money can corrupt you if you allow it to. Not all money is good money, and sometimes it's not even that. Not all pursuit of money is good pursuit of money. You get what I'm saying? So sometimes you got to be happy where you are, happy with what you're doing, and have your ethics and not play the game. And I feel like too many times TYT plays the game when they don't need to. How you going to have a panel of 3 people and they all feel like the DNC lawsuit is no good at all? Like there's no merits to it. Like it's, donations are donations, and, the lawyers who you don't know are ambulance chasers. Like, dude, like that is a disrespectful. How could all 3 people on the panel feel the same way? I looked at the information. I don't get that impression. Like no merits in a case where the DNC fired people for not conducting affairs unbiasedly. You say that case has no merit. Okay. So look, guys, I'm not going to tell you to go around calling people no sellouts or sellouts. But I tell you, I have a show called No Sellouts. It's hosted by me and my friend H.A. Goodman. And we do this every Monday. And sometimes during the week, when we have time, we'll break in with breaking news. And we'll have a special breaking No Sellouts. We stand strong and we will not sell out. And like I tell you all the time, stand tall, stand strong. That's what it means. It means a lot to me. I don't know what it means to everybody else, but it's important to me. This James Comey situation, I don't know if we'll ever know. Nico House, I talked to him tonight. He was like, I texted him about it. I said, James Comey got fired. He was at work. He says, I guess we'll find out when the memoirs come out. When the memoirs drop. I want to give a shout out to Zach Haller. I'm going to give a shout out to Jamal Thomas. These are my friends, Michael Salomon. And I want people to know, I like podcasts. Michael Salomon has a fantastic podcast. Amazing. And I've been on this show a couple of times. He's been on this show, I think, a couple of times. He's great. So go find his podcast. MichaelSalomon.com is now hard to find. And subscribe to his podcast and tell him Tim Black sent you to his podcast, because that's my guy. He has my back. He supports me. He's not he supported me privately, then he supported me out in the open. Like, dude, you don't have to do that. I know some people who I thought were my friends didn't want to get publicly involved, and I understand it. You don't have to do that to prove it. It's fine to reach out to me publicly and support me. But there are some people who wouldn't even do that. And I'm glad they didn't. Because now I know who my friends are. So they thought I would be destroyed, guys. They thought it was over for me. But see, I have equity in the tank with people that care about me. You know when I did this show when I was sick. You know what I do when I brought these candidates on the show, when I brought these people on the show. You know what I'm about. So sometimes it takes adversity for you to know who your friends are. Sometimes it takes tough times for people to really appreciate you. So thank you so much, guys. Give a big shout out to yourselves for supporting this show and sticking in my corner and showing that, we have a relationship that's built on trust. And I appreciate you going through this with me. I don't want to take you through it every week, right? I don't expect to put you through it every week. But and I'd like to get back to business as usual. But I want to just say, it's a beautiful thing when you go through something tough that you don't think you deserve, and it's a bad time, and your people step up for you. That's a beautiful thing, man. You really never know what you got till you know. And I know what I got in you guys. You are Tim Black's Wolf Pack. That's my Wolf Pack. I appreciate the hell out of all of you. Everyone who called up on my show tonight. Everyone who gave to the Patreon. Everybody who super chatted me. Everybody who shares my stuff and checks out what I think and gives their feedback and offers their opinion. Look, man, I'm fortunate as hell, and I appreciate you. So look, my gum is hurting me, right? It's hurting me, but I'm going to tell you something.
You going to eat your cornbread.
I'm still going to eat my cornbread, though. Oh, yeah, I like my cornbread, sir. I know you would like me not to eat my cornbread. It would make you more than happy to say, I took his cornbread. You did not take my cornbread because this is my cornbread, bruh. I do not give my cornbread up. I'm holding on to it.
Nobody take no cornbread from me.
Nobody take no cornbread from me. Now, if you think that keeping your cornbread is an easy thing, I'm going to tell you something. It's not always easy. Oh, you're going to get people who tell you giving away your cornbread is okay. They'll tell you, why keep your ethics? Why keep what you stand for? You're just being difficult. Why do you have to be so hard-headed and stubborn? You know, you have to make your own decision on what's important to you. Every person owes it to themselves to make up their own minds, because at the end of the day, you got to live with you. So when those types of people who are easily, they kind of bounce around from decision to decision, from position to position, trying to fit into different, spaces. When they come back around and they're like,
maybe I ought to eat your cornbread.
Do what I do. Do what I do. Do your best to stick to your guns at all times, because you are the driver of your own vehicle. You are the director of your own movie. You are the host of your own show. It's called The You Show. You have to know what's best for you. You have to know what you're doing it for, whatever it is. Whether it's a marriage, whether it's a friendship, whether it's a career, whether it's a passion, whether it's a calling. That is up to you. And if you don't know why you're doing it, well, when these tough times come, you might not make it through them. I wish you the best, because knowing why you do something can get you through rough times. And if you don't, hey, don't shoot the messenger, but
it's going to be consequences and repercussions.
It's going to be consequences and repercussions. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in once again. I will see you Thursday. I will get the day right. Tomorrow I'm going to put out some videos. I'm going to rest. I'm going to get some medicine, and I'm going to keep it moving, and we're going to be back at you. Thank you, everyone in my chat room. Tim Black's Wolfpack has the best chat because I have the best moderators. I have Iman Oz, Broken Carpenter, and Momo Pineno. Momo Pineno is also my graphic director and my video editor. I also have Stevie in the house. She's a new video editor. She's been helping out. Stevie, don't you worry, lady. I'm gonna get that stuff uploaded. You sent me a number of clips, and we're gonna sprinkle those clips on them and get out of there. Thank you so much, Stevie. And to all the people, Iban Kim, Kelly Lane, all the people who support this show, H.A. Goodman, my friend H.A. Goodman, Nico House, Jamal Thomas, all my progressive colleagues and my conservative colleagues and my truth-speaking colleagues like Debbie Lou Signet, like Claudia Starber, like Michael Salomon, like all of you guys, man. All of my journalists like Zach Haller. Well, I call him Chris. Zach Haller, all these great people, Michael Signato, Ed Higgins, all these folks, man, who have my back. Thank you so much. We're going to go forward, and I will see you on the other side, baby. Best believe it.
Tim Black. Tim Black. Tim Black. Yes, I am. Truth. Funny. Tim Black.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.